Good morning, beautiful souls. Today, let's try something new. For 1 week, let's set aside the constant effort, the planning, and the urge to control every detail. Instead, we'll take a step back and allow things to unfold naturally. There's no need to push or force results. This week is about letting go of expectations and finding out what shifts can happen on their own. By releasing that pressure, we create space for peace, clarity, and maybe even a bit of unexpected joy. So let's begin this week with a light heart, open to what may come without trying so hard to make it happen. Overthinking is something many of us find ourselves doing, especially when we're faced with uncertainty. We analyze each detail, run through scenarios, and try to predict outcomes. It often comes from a place of wanting things to go perfectly. We convince ourselves that if we think hard enough or prepare thoroughly enough, we can control what happens. But ironically, all this effort can end up making us feel more anxious and less in control. This habit of overthinking is often connected to a fear of the unknown. When we don't know what's coming, it's natural to feel uneasy. Our minds try to fill in the blanks by creating countless what-if situations. We think that by examining every angle, we're protecting ourselves from failure or disappointment. But the truth is, life is unpredictable, and sometimes the best things come from simply allowing events to unfold as they will. The need to control every outcome can also be exhausting. We may start to feel that it's our job to make everything go exactly right, but life doesn't require us to carry that weight. Trying to control everything not only adds stress, it also limits the space for positive surprises and spontaneous joy. By focusing too much on making things go a certain way, we can actually miss the beauty of what's happening right in front of us.
Overthinking also makes it easy to lose sight of what really matters.
When we're stuck in our heads planning, worrying, and analyzing, we can become disconnected from the present moment. We lose touch with simple pleasures, with the little moments of peace, because we're too busy working out the details of what might happen next. This tendency to overthink and overcontrol is often rooted in the belief that it's the only way to stay safe or successful. We tell ourselves that if we don't plan for every possibility, we're somehow letting ourselves down.
But there's a freedom that comes when we choose to trust ourselves and the path we're on.
When we trust that we are equipped to handle whatever comes, we no longer feel the need to predict every twist and turn. Letting go of overthinking is about choosing ease over worry. It's about allowing ourselves to make decisions without second-guessing them constantly.
It's about giving ourselves permission to take things as they come, without feeling like we have to constantly prepare for every possible outcome.
The truth is, life has its own natural flow, and sometimes overthinking blocks that flow. We don't have to know every answer or be perfectly prepared for everything. Sometimes the best thing we can do is simply trust ourselves and allow life to unfold as it will. When we do that, we create space for peace and spontaneity, for joy to enter without the weight of all our planning. Overthinking and the desire to control are often habits of the mind that we develop over time. But like any habit, they can be shifted.
We can learn to choose ease, to let go of the mental strain that overthinking brings, and to find comfort in the idea that things can work out without constant effort.
When we stop trying to control every detail, we open ourselves to a new way of living, one that's filled with more calm, more presence, and more trust. We allow ourselves to be fully here now without the weight of all the what-ifs. This simple shift can change the way we experience each day, bringing us closer to a life of true peace and presence. Letting go of control, even just for a week, can be a powerful experience. For 7 days, we're setting down the need to manage every detail, to fix every potential problem before it happens, and to know every outcome. Instead, we're allowing life to unfold on its own terms, trusting that everything will work out as it's meant to. This week, we'll pause before stepping in, and we'll choose to observe rather than control. It's about giving ourselves a break from the constant need to get it right and experiencing what it feels like to allow things to flow naturally. This experiment in letting go is about seeing what happens when we step back and watch, rather than jumping in to manage every outcome. For many of us, control can feel comforting. It gives a sense of security. But for these 7 days, we'll test out a different approach, releasing control and seeing what shifts. By letting go, we allow space for new things to enter our lives: peace, calm, and even a sense of relief. We might find that many things actually go smoother when we're not holding so tightly. This approach doesn't mean that we won't take any action. It's about allowing what's outside of our control to be as it is and choosing not to overmanage. For 7 days, we're exploring what it's like to approach life with more trust, to let situations breathe without constant interference. Each day, we'll gently remind ourselves that it's okay to let go and trust. Alongside releasing control, there's great value in simply observing our thoughts. Often, anxious or controlling thoughts come up because the mind wants to fix something or prepare for every possibility. Instead of pushing these thoughts away or reacting to them, we'll practice observing them as they arise. As these thoughts appear, we'll notice them without engaging, almost as if we're watching them float by. This practice of observing without reacting is a skill that brings a lot of peace. When an anxious or controlling thought comes up, we can say to ourselves, "There's that thought again," and let it pass without judgment. We don't need to fix or fight it, we're simply noticing it. This shift creates a powerful change. It allows us to experience thoughts without being controlled by them. As thoughts of worry or control arise, we can gently remind ourselves that these are just thoughts. We are not our thoughts, and we have the power to let them pass. This practice helps us become the observer of our minds, watching without attachment, allowing each thought to come and go. By practicing this observation without judgment, we're training ourselves to respond differently to overthinking. Rather than getting caught up in anxious thoughts, we're simply aware of them, giving them space to exist without letting them define our day. This week, as we release control and learn to observe without reacting, we're allowing more space for peace and calm to settle within us. This small shift, practiced over just 7 days, can open us to new ways of thinking and feeling. Practicing a don't effort mindset means setting aside the habit of pushing and forcing results. For these next few days, we're choosing ease over constant striving. Rather than trying to control every detail or make everything perfect, we're taking a step back. This doesn't mean we stop caring or working toward our goals. It simply means we stop carrying the weight of needing to make everything happen right now. Today, let's approach our actions with a sense of calm. We're here to do our best, but we're also letting go of the need to overexert ourselves. Choosing ease also means giving ourselves permission to do things in a way that feels natural, trusting that everything will unfold in its own time. For instance, as you go through your tasks today, let go of the need to rush or stress about the final outcome. Just focus on doing each task with a calm mindset, one at a time. Letting go of effort means releasing the pressure we place on ourselves to achieve immediate results. When we give ourselves a break from that pressure, we may find that things flow more smoothly. A don't effort mindset is about trusting that life can support us, that we don't need to control every aspect to have good results. Today, take each action without forcing, without trying to control the entire picture. Allow things to unfold, trusting that doing your best is enough. This creates a sense of ease that brings peace to our day, allowing us to stay present rather than constantly looking ahead or worrying about the next thing. Alongside this approach of ease, there's great value in letting go of attachment to specific outcomes. Often we become anxious because we're deeply invested in a certain result happening exactly as we picture it. For this week, let's experiment with non-attachment. Let's approach each day with the mindset of whatever happens is okay. This doesn't mean we don't care. It means we're choosing to be flexible and open to whatever comes. By releasing attachment to specific outcomes, we create a sense of inner freedom. We're not held back by fear of things going wrong because we're choosing to trust that whatever happens is part of our path. When we say whatever happens is okay, we're shifting our focus from trying to control results to simply doing our best in each moment. This brings a sense of calm and reduces the anxiety that often comes with rigid expectations. Non-attachment allows us to live fully in the present without getting caught up in fears or worries about what might happen. Each time we feel the urge to control an outcome, we can gently remind ourselves that we're practicing non-attachment. We're here to experience the day fully without trying to mold it into a certain shape. This week, as we practice non-attachment, we open ourselves to whatever gifts each day has to offer. Starting and ending each day with a small ritual can be a powerful way to release overthinking and remind ourselves to let go. Each morning, before diving into the day's tasks, take a moment for a simple breathing exercise. Close your eyes, breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, release any thoughts of control or stress. You might say a gentle affirmation like, "Today I let go and allow things to unfold naturally." This small practice sets the tone for a day lived with ease, reminding you to approach everything with a lighter heart. At the end of the day, a brief evening ritual can help you release any tension or worry that may have built up. Sit quietly for a few minutes and reflect on the day, acknowledging any thoughts or concerns that linger. With each breath out, consciously let these thoughts go, choosing peace as you prepare to rest. This is a time to clear your mind, letting go of any need to solve everything right now. By doing this every evening, you're creating a habit of release, a moment dedicated to setting aside the day's weight. These morning and evening moments serve as gentle reminders to trust the natural flow of life, allowing us to practice surrender without having to overthink it. The more consistently we bring these small rituals into our daily routine, the more natural it becomes to let go, giving ourselves permission to experience peace, even in the middle of life's busyness.
In addition to these rituals, choosing to be present in each day is a beautiful way to live without the burden of overthinking.
Being present means giving our full attention to the current moment, experiencing life as it happens rather than analyzing every detail or worrying about the next step. When we're fully present, there's no room for anxiety about the future or regret about the past. We're simply here now, living in the fullness of each moment. Practicing mindfulness helps us stay grounded and connected to the present. Throughout the day, try setting small reminders to pause, breathe, and notice what's around you. Feel the warmth of the sun, listen to the sounds nearby, or simply observe your breath. These small acts bring us back to ourselves, helping us to see life clearly and fully as it is right now. When we live with presence, we release the habit of constant analyzing. There's no need to get lost in what-ifs or replaying past scenarios. Instead, we're free to engage with what's in front of us, whether it's work, a conversation, or a quiet moment alone. By choosing to focus on each moment as it comes, we open ourselves to a sense of calm and appreciation, grounded in the reality of now. These practices, starting and ending the day with release and choosing presence over analysis, help us connect with a deeper sense of peace and clarity. After spending a week allowing yourself to let go, it's time to take a quiet moment to reflect on any changes, no matter how small. This week was about choosing ease, releasing control, and stepping away from the need to overthink. Now, as you look back, notice any subtle shifts in your mindset, energy, or sense of calm. You might find yourself feeling lighter, with less tension, or maybe there's a new sense of openness within you. To fully appreciate these small but meaningful changes, take a few minutes to jot down any insights you've gained or new feelings you've noticed. You may find that this week allowed you to feel more at ease in situations that once seemed stressful. Perhaps you noticed a calmness that came without needing to force it, or an unexpected moment of peace that simply appeared on its own. Reflecting on these moments helps solidify the idea that letting go can bring its own form of quiet strength. If journaling feels natural, write about how this week felt and any specific moments that stood out. It could be as simple as a day where you felt more present, more open, or less pressured by your usual thoughts. Writing these down lets you capture those feelings, making it easier to come back to them when life feels heavy again. If journaling isn't your style, simply taking a few quiet moments to reflect mentally is just as powerful. Notice any shifts in how you respond to situations, even if they're small. Recognize the strength it took to let go, even if only a little, and honor yourself for choosing a new approach. Reflecting on this week helps you connect with a part of yourself that knows peace can come without constant effort. Each small shift is a step toward a lighter, more relaxed way of living. You may find that this practice, though simple, has brought new clarity, giving you the strength to keep choosing ease over control. As you move beyond this week, consider carrying forward the practice of letting go and allowing life to flow with ease. Trust that good things can come without constant effort, and that peace often arises when we release the need to control every outcome. Life has a natural rhythm, and when we approach it with openness and a lighter heart, we give ourselves the gift of calm and clarity. If you found value in this video, please like it and subscribe for more insights. Thank you for being here, and may each day ahead bring you even more peace and trust.